in the depths of Florida's Vortex Spring, where the water is as clear as glass and the caves as dark as night. One man's passion for diving led to a chilling and unsolved mystery. On a warm summer day in August 2010, a seemingly ordinary dive led to one of the most perplexing mysteries in the world of underwater exploration. Ben McDaniel, a 30-year-old from Tennessee, entered the deep and dangerous cave system at Vortex Spring, Florida, and was never seen again. What followed was an investigation filled with unanswered questions, dead-end leads, and heart-wrenching grief for Ben's family. In this video, we dive into the mystery of Ben McDaniel's disappearance, exploring the events leading up to his last dive and the theories that continue to haunt investigators and divers alike. Ben McDaniel grew up in a loving family in Tennessee. The eldest of 3 brothers, Ben was close to his parents and shared a special bond with his younger brother, Paul. But tragedy struck the family in 2008 when Paul died unexpectedly, sending Ben into a spiral of grief and reflection. To recover from a series of personal setbacks, including a recent divorce, the collapse of his construction business, and nearly $50,000 in tax debts owed to the IRS and the state of Tennessee, Ben McDaniel moved to Florida. There, he sought a fresh start and rekindled a passion close to his heart: scuba diving. An experienced diver, Ben had a deep love for the sport. It offered him solace, a sense of control, and the thrill of exploring the unknown, especially the complex and often dangerous world of underwater caves. For Ben, diving wasn't just a hobby. It was a way to escape the pressures of life on the surface. Diving gave him a sense of control and peace that he struggled to find elsewhere. The weightlessness of the water, the silence, and the focus required to navigate the underwater world allowed him to disconnect from his grief, his failed business, and personal struggles. In mid-August, 4 months into his stay in Florida, Ben McDaniel briefly returned to Tennessee for a week. During his visit, both his parents and his girlfriend, Emily Greer, noticed an optimistic shift in his demeanor. Ben shared his plans to pursue certification as a scuba diving instructor, hoping to secure a job, and mentioned that he was also researching cave diving to obtain advanced certification. Before heading back to Florida on the weekend of August 14th, 15, Ben left behind a heartfelt letter thanking his parents for the sabbatical and promising to take care of them as they grew older. That was the last time they would see him. On August 18th, 2010, Ben McDaniel arrived at Vortex Spring, a popular dive site in the Florida Panhandle. The spring was a hotspot for divers, but it also housed a perilous cave system known to have claimed lives before. The spring's crystal-clear waters and complex cave system attract thrill-seekers from across the world, but it has also claimed the lives of many divers over the years. That afternoon, he completed one dive, and other divers noticed him examining the area around the entrance to the cave as if he was planning something. After resurfacing, he filled his tanks at the dive shop, a transaction captured on security cameras, though it's unclear what exactly he filled the tanks with. Witnesses reported seeing Ben spend the rest of the afternoon alone, testing his equipment and logging notes into his dive journal. Despite warnings from other divers about the dangers of venturing too deep into the cave, Ben seemed determined. Ben, eager to explore the underwater world of Vortex Spring, set off on what he believed would be another routine dive. Confident in his abilities, descended into the cool depths. He entered the water around 7:30 p.m. and began his descent into the cave, as witnessed by other divers. 2 employees, Patrick Cronin and Eduardo Tarrin, who had also been diving that evening, saw Ben begin his descent into the water. Noticing he was equipped with lights and a helmet, Tarrin suspected that Ben was planning to enter the cave. He was last seen at a depth of around 120 feet, his equipment reportedly functioning correctly. According to reports, he was last seen near the entrance of a restricted part of the cave, where only expert divers with special permits were allowed. This was the last time anyone saw Ben. The next morning, Ben's truck was still parked in the lot. Given the summer crowds at Vortex Spring, the employees were too busy to notice anything unusual at first. However, when the truck remained there the following morning and no one had seen Ben, Taryn contacted the Holmes County Sheriff's Office, sparking a search that would soon turn into a perplexing mystery. Where could he be? What could have happened in the depths of Vortex Spring? The discovery of his truck in the parking lot, untouched with all his personal belongings inside, indicated something was terribly wrong. Search and rescue teams arrived at the site, along with highly skilled cave divers who knew how treacherous the cave system could be. The fact that no physical evidence surfaced left everyone baffled. How could a body disappear so completely in a place that had already claimed lives and where bodies had always been recovered? Authorities assumed he had become trapped or lost in the cave, but the search that followed only deepened the mystery. As darkness fell, hope dwindled with each passing moment. Cave divers, including some of the most skilled in the world, searched the depths of the cave system, meticulously combing through every possible crevice. Search and rescue teams worked tirelessly, scouring the spring for any sign of Ben. Divers navigated the labyrinthine caves, their lights cutting through the murky water. Yet no trace of Ben's body or equipment was ever found. There was no sign of air tanks, no diving gear, no physical evidence to suggest he had met a fatal accident inside the cave. Days turned into weeks, and the search efforts continued. Some of Ben's equipment was discovered during the search. 2 of his air tanks were found near the entrance of the cave, but this raised questions for experienced divers. Typically, cave divers place extra tanks containing essential air for decompression at various points along their exit route, not just at the cave's entrance. This practice ensures they can follow them out safely, especially when navigating deep or hazardous areas. Oddly, the tanks recovered from the site contained regular air, rather than the specialized gas mix required for deep cave diving. This was puzzling, as Ben, having reportedly been researching cave diving, would have been aware of the need for such a mixture. The investigation into Ben's disappearance was complex and baffling. Authorities interviewed witnesses and meticulously examined Ben's diving equipment, hoping to find a clue that would lead them to him. The equipment yielded no answers, leaving investigators puzzled. The mystery deepened, casting a long shadow over the once peaceful spring. One of the only clues found was Ben's dive log, which indicated he had been practicing his skills and pushing the limits of his abilities in the days leading up to his disappearance. There were signs that he had been trying to explore deeper into the cave, potentially going beyond his skill level. In the absence of concrete evidence, theories about Ben's disappearance ran rampant. One theory is that Ben became disoriented in the cave, ran out of air, and perished in an unreachable part of the cave system. However, the fact that no body or equipment was recovered casts doubt on this idea. Another theory is that Ben may have faked his own death to escape financial troubles or start a new life. Some point to his personal struggles, including a failed business and debt, as possible motives. Could Ben have staged the scene, knowing the cave's reputation would lead investigators to believe he drowned? Others speculate foul play, suggesting that Ben might have encountered someone who did not want him to return from his dive. However, there has never been enough evidence to support this theory. To this day, Ben McDaniel's family continues to search for answers, refusing to give up hope. In the wake of Ben's disappearance, his parents, Shelby and Patty McDaniel, launched an exhaustive effort to find their son. They hired specialized divers, including some of the most experienced cave divers in the country, to search the treacherous depths of Vortex Spring. They also offered a reward of $30,000 for anyone who could provide information or locate Ben's body. The McDaniels stayed actively involved in the investigation, pushing for answers and working closely with law enforcement. Despite extensive searches, including dives that explored deeper into the cave than anyone had gone before, no trace of Ben was ever found. Desperate for closure, they even hired private investigators and forensic experts to explore every possible angle, all in the hope of uncovering the truth about what happened to their son. Years have passed since that fateful day, and Ben's disappearance remains unsolved. His family, forever marked by his absence, continues to search for answers. The pain of not knowing, of not being able to bring him home, is a heavy burden to bear. They cling to the memories of his infectious laughter, his kind heart, and his adventurous spirit. Their determination to uncover the truth behind Ben's disappearance has never wavered. They work tirelessly to raise awareness about his case, hoping that one day, someone will come forward with information that will lead them to him. Their love for Ben fuels their unwavering hope that they will one day find the answers they desperately seek. Ben McDaniel was officially declared dead on August 30th, 2013, 3 years after his disappearance. His family pursued this declaration so they could move forward with legal matters, including the settlement of his estate, despite the fact that his body was never recovered. This declaration came after exhaustive searches of the cave, and many years of investigations yielded no concrete evidence of his fate. While his family accepted the legal declaration, they have continued to search for answers and maintain hope for eventual closure. The mystery of Ben McDaniel's disappearance serves as a stark reminder of the power and unpredictability of the natural world. It highlights the inherent risks associated with even the most familiar of activities. The story of Ben McDaniel is a tragedy, a tale of a life cut short and a family forever changed. It is a reminder to cherish our loved ones, to embrace every moment, and to never give up hope, even in the face of adversity. The search for Ben continues, a testament to the enduring power of love and the unwavering belief that even the most perplexing mysteries can be solved. Thank you so much for watching and supporting our content. Please subscribe to the channel and hitting the notification bell. Creating these videos takes a lot of time and effort, from researching the cases to narrating and editing. Your support goes a long way in helping us continue making quality content for you. Click the link in the description to donate